Hansi Flick has exposed Florentino Perez's project, exposed Xabi Alonso, exposed Real Madrid stars, and exposed the entire Madridismo. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. Supercopa de España Final 2025. Copa del Rey Final 2025. Supercopa de España Final 2026. La Liga 2024-2025. Hansi Flick has added another title to his Barcelona legacy. The German coach arrived at Camp Nou with one clear mission: rebuild a team that was mentally broken and make it competitive again. And he has delivered again. For the fourth consecutive time, Hansi Flick has exposed Real Madrid on the biggest stage. Before this final, Flick had lifted 3 official trophies with Barcelona: the 2024-2025 La Liga, the 2024-2025 Copa del Rey, and the 2025 Supercopa de España, completing a domestic treble that completely transformed the mood around the club. With today's win against their eternal rival, that record now rises to 4 national trophies, all of them taken directly from Real Madrid's hands, a number that underlines the strength of Flick's project and positions Barcelona as the best team in Spain. This final seals Hansi Flick's absolute consolidation. 8 finals played, 8 finals won, exposing Florentino Perez on how real projects are built, exposing Xabi Alonso on how you play a Clásico, and above all, on how you win finals. Pressure, possession, and positioning. The 3 Ps of Barca. This is the identity of Barcelona, a football philosophy installed by Johan Cruyff during his time as a manager between 1988 and 1996, and kept alive ever since as a club ideology. Barcelona did not just choose these 3 principles as a path to winning, but also as a filter when choosing their managers. Whenever Barca could not find the right coach internally, they looked outside for profiles who understood those same 3 Ps. Frankie Card, Gerardo Martino, and Ernesto Valverde all fit that idea to some extent, but none of them came even close to what Hansi Flick has done. He arrived after a period of deep crisis when Barcelona were mentally broken, unstable, and trapped in a culture where excuses went as far as blaming the pitch for poor performances.
A mí se me critica por todo, o sea, no me molesta nada. A partir de ahí, ¿qué quieres saber? ¿Si me molesta el sol? Sí, o sea, no voy a cambiar de opinión. Por más memes que me hagan, o sea, el sol nos molesta. El campo seco no nos beneficia, ni a nosotros ni al espectáculo, ni al Getafe.
Hansi Flick changed this team from top to bottom, and his favorite victim wears white and is called Real Madrid. The first blow landed on October 26th of 2024. Robert Lewandowski scored twice in just 2 minutes. Then Lamine Yamal added the third, announcing himself to the Bernabeu. Rafinha finished the job with a cheeky chip, teaching Kylian Mbappe a lesson in style. The second blow came in January, when Barcelona won 5-2 in the Supercopa final, played in Jeddah. Goals from Lamine Yamal.
This Lamine Yamal's goal is just insane, incredible stuff. This guy is just 17. His composure should be studied. Top talent.
Lewandowski. Rafinha. And Alejandro Balde. Completed a comeback after an early Mbappe goal and delivered the first trophy of the year right in Madrid's face. In April of 2025, Flick's team struck again, this time in Sevilla in the Copa del Rey final. A 3-2 win after extra time, with a stunning goal from Pedri.
Fran Garcia has pulled that one back. Pedri!
A ruthless finish from Ferran Torres. An iconic long-range winner from Jules Koundé sealed Barcelona's second title of the season. The most symbolic victory arrived on the 11th of May. Barcelona beat Real Madrid 4-3 in yet another Flick comeback. Barca were 2-0 down after 15 minutes, but Eric Garcia ignited the fight back. Lamine Yamal leveled the match with a spectacular strike. And Rafinha hammered the final 2 nails into Madrid's coffin. That win practically secured the La Liga title. Across those matches, Barcelona scored 16 goals while conceding only 7, making their control of the Clásico crystal clear and confirming their superiority throughout the entire season. In his very first season, Hansi Flick transformed a Barcelona side that was coming off another plete into a team that won the domestic treble, and not just in any way. That Barcelona won 44 matches. No other team across the 5 major European leagues managed to win more games than Flick's Barca last season. They scored 174 goals, an absurd number. To put it into context, the second most prolific team in Europe was PSG with 147, followed by Bayern with 138, Real Madrid with 137, and Liverpool with 123. On top of that, Barca 2024-2025 became the 3rd highest scoring team in the club's entire history. And as if that wasn't enough, they also kept 21 clean sheets. That level of dominance cost Carlo Ancelotti his job. Flick gave the Italian a football lesson and made one thing clear. Spain belonged to Barcelona again. But the lesson Flick is giving Xabi Alonso this season goes even further, and it has no precedent. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. There is an uncomfortable reality that Real Madrid fans do not want to admit. That 2-1 win at the Bernabeu against Barcelona ended up being the worst possible result for Madrid and the perfect trigger for Barcelona. From that night onwards, the story completely flipped. Since then, Barcelona have played 15 matches and lost only once, against Chelsea. They drew with Club Brugge in the Champions League, Supercopa de España champions, and in La Liga, they simply stopped dropping points. The outcome is clear. Barca are back at the top of the table, now sitting 4 points ahead of Real Madrid. This version of Barcelona feels like cinema every single week. Hansi Flick has turned the team into a relentless scoring force. Under his leadership, Barca have scored 5 or more goals in 15 different matches. Across 87 games with Flick on the bench, Barcelona have scored 248 goals, almost 3 per match. This is high speed, high pressure football, built to overwhelm opponents. Goals come from everywhere, the tempo never drops, and rivals struggle to survive 90 minutes. Looking at this season alone, Barcelona have scored 77 goals across all competitions, only 6 fewer than last season's total of 83, while still averaging 3 goals per game. In La Liga, Flick's second season, Barca have scored 53 goals in just 19 match days, more than at the same stage last year. In the Champions League, they've added 14 goals in 6 matches, plus 2 in the Copa del Rey, and 8 more in the Supercopa. Last season tells a very different story. Back then, Barcelona scored 51 goals in La Liga, 21 in the Champions League, 4 in the Copa del Rey, and 7 in the Supercopa. But the difference between that team and this one goes far beyond raw numbers. First, this Barcelona does not depend on 1 or 2 stars. Everyone contributes. The attacking threat is spread across the squad, and the depth gives Flick multiple ways to hurt opponents. The arrivals of Marcus Rashford and Rooney Bardghji have added even more attacking angles. Second, and even more important, this team is finally balanced. Barcelona have kept 5 consecutive clean sheets before the Supercopa final. That level of defensive solidity simply did not exist last season. Before, Barca could score freely, but they were always vulnerable. Now, they are not. In La Liga, the numbers are outrageous. Barcelona have scored in 39 consecutive matches and have recorded the 3rd best first half of a season in the last decade. On top of that, Barcelona have collected 11 more points than last season. In simple terms, Flick has improved the numbers of a team that already won La Liga in 2024-25. After 19 matches, the record is brutal. 16 wins, 1 draw, and just 2 defeats. At home, it is perfection. 9 wins from 9 games. No other team in Europe's top 5 leagues can match that. Flick's average of 2.57 points per game even surpasses what Luis Enrique managed over the same period. What makes all of this even more impressive is the context. Flick has achieved these numbers while dealing with constant injuries. At different points, Barcelona were without Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Fermin Lopez, Rafinha, Dani Olmo, Robert Lewandowski, Christensen, Juan Garcia, Valde, Frenkie de Jong, and Pedri. Ronald Araujo also suffered an emotional dip after the Chelsea match. And Xavi remains unavailable. After the 3-0 defeat against Chelsea, Flick publicly promised the fans a better Barcelona.
We are 3 matches, the 3 games, 9 points to win, and I'm really looking positive and think positive about this. We can achieve this.
What followed was frightening. Barcelona played 10 matches. They won all 10. They scored 29 goals, created 40 big chances, destroyed Athletic Bilbao and Betis with 5 goals each. Beat Atletico Madrid 3-1, climbed back to the top of La Liga, and opened a 5-point gap over Real Madrid right after Madrid thought they were in control following their Clásico win. And the scariest part? This Barcelona is not carried by one superstar like Real Madrid. It runs on collective power. This season, 9 different players already have more than 5 goal contributions. Lamine Yamal with 20, Fermin Lopez with 16, Ferran Torres with 15, Marcus Rashford with 15, Rafinha with 15, Robert Lewandowski with 11, Pedri with 8, Dani Olmo with 7, and Rooney Bardghji with 6. Xabi Alonso experienced the full force of it in Jeddah in the most painful way possible. A recognizable and ruthless Barcelona were crowned Supercopa de España champions after beating Real Madrid 3-2 in a wild, chaotic final. Hansi Flick's side understood the key moments better and managed the rhythm of the game perfectly against a Madrid team that remained dangerous on the counter. The match in Jeddah started with mutual respect and visible caution. Neither side wanted to be the first to break their structure. Defensive order came first, spaces were limited, and Madrid even dropped into a back 5 at times, making it difficult for Barca to find route towards Courtois' goal until the half-hour mark. There was just one shot on target from Rafinha. Everything changed after 30 minutes. A brilliant pass from Rafinha sent Pedri to the byline, who cut the ball back from Fermin. He had everything in his favor, but his shot flew over the bar. That moment woke Barcelona up. Minutes later, Lamine Yamal slipped Rafinha through on goal, leaving him one-on-one with Courtois, but the Brazilian missed again. The pressure did not stop, and seconds later, it paid off. Rafinha finished low across goal to make it 1-0. With the lead, Barca grew in confidence. Lamine began to attack defenders with more freedom, and Madrid started to suffer. Just when the game seemed under control, Vinicius Jr. appeared. After a pass from Gonzalo, the Brazilian carried the ball through half the pitch, slipped between Pedri and Jules Koundé, and calmly beat Juan Garcia to equalize. Madrid had not created much, but when space appeared, they were lethal. Barcelona responded instantly. Robert Lewandowski timed his run perfectly after a pass from Pedri and chipped the ball over Courtois, with the post helping it in. Deep into added time and completely out of sequence, Madrid found another equalizer. From a corner, Housen headed towards goal. Rafinha cleared off the line and Gonzalo reacted quickest to score the rebound and make it 2-2. A match that had been tight and cautiously suddenly turned electric, and the teams went into the break with everything still open. Madrid accepted that Barcelona were superior on the ball and focused on releasing Vinicius into space, creating danger on transitions. Barca controlled possession, made changes, and pushed for a winner late on. And just as the stadium buzzed with the threat of Mbappe, who had been warming up the entire second half, Rafinha struck again. A loose ball on the edge of the box took a deflection off Asensio and flew into the net, the 3-2. 7 goals against Real Madrid in 12 matches. An extraordinary performance, worthy of Ballon d'Or conversation, whether people like it or not. After the goal, even with Mbappe on the pitch, Madrid looked lost, waiting for a Barcelona mistake that never came. Barca kept the ball with intelligence and calm. Substitutions from Xabi Alonso, including Mastantuano and Ceballos, failed to change the flow. Madrid reached the final minutes exhausted and out of ideas. Barcelona, patient and composed, slowed the game down through Frenkie de Jong, who controlled the tempo until becoming an unexpected protagonist. The Dutchman was sent off after raising his foot too high, leaving Barca with 10 men in stoppage time. In the end, Barcelona lifted their first trophy of the season and confirmed their clear upward trajectory since the league defeat at the Bernabeu. This team is growing. This team believes. And tonight, they took the first real step towards a future that is starting to feel very special. There is a team here. Hansi Flick said it clearly after the final. When you play a final against Real Madrid and you win, it feels very good. We played how we wanted to play with the Barca style, and I am very proud of my team. He also admitted the suffering, but embraced it. We suffered, but we played our style. They have quality. It was not easy, but it was beautiful to see how we fought together as a team. That quote perfectly reflects this Barcelona under Hansi Flick, a coach who has installed a mentality of steel and built a real team, not just a collection of names. This man has delivered a brutal lesson to Xabi Alonso and to Madridismo as a whole, while Rafinha openly says that Flick changed his life. Alonso took off Vinicius in the best match he had played all season. While Flick has won 4 titles in just a year and a half, Kylian Mbappe has spent that same period watching Barcelona lift trophies. While Flick came back against Madrid in La Liga, Flick has built a dressing room that would run through walls for him. You could see it in the hugs, in the unity, and in how he managed key moments like the return of Ronald Araujo. On the other side, it is clear that Alonso still does not have the full backing of his dressing room. The difference between both projects is massive. This Barcelona have the most solid project they've had in years. Line by line, they look almost unbeatable. They have the best goalkeeper in the world in João Garcia.
Madrid vai fazer gol, o Carré.
They have the defensive line that grows stronger with every match. They have the best midfielder on the planet in Pedri. They have the future best player in the world in Lamine Yamal. They have 2 lethal strikers in Ferran Torres and Robert Lewandowski. They have the best player in the world right now in Rafinha. And above all, they have the best coach on the planet, Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick has not only transformed how FC Barcelona play football, he has brought an aura of inevitability to the club, a feeling that when a title is on the line, he delivers. This weekend against Real Madrid, he reached his 8th final and kept a perfect record. 8 finals, 8 wins, 100% success. The Hansi Flick era is no longer a promise, it is already a reality.